Well, I'm here at Upper Canada Village. I've been here before, not to this spot, but I've been down on the Waterfront Trail and I really enjoyed the trip. So much so that I thought I'd come back here this year and do it in one trip all the way from Upper Canada Village through the long Sault Parkway and just enjoy a beautiful Friday out. So I should be getting close to where the Waterfront Trail starts. Yeah, looks like this is it right here. So this is where I called it a ride last year when I was out this way. Now I'm not taking it all the way into Cornwall, and that's mostly because the section that I really enjoyed was this part. It's so beautiful. Wow. I can definitely see why. And this section of the trail here is nice and windy. There's some old trees. This is pretty cool here. There's enough variety on this trail too that just makes it really interesting. Got these parts here with these old trees, and then down the road we've got the causeway, just past the bird sanctuary. Perfect biking weather too. I think it's like 24 degrees or something like that. And because this is less rural, there are a lot more people around on the trails, but still not as much as down around Cornwall. All right, let's keep going. What I was talking about earlier about variety, see already, just a little bit down the trail. Trees aren't so thick, not so tall. Got a lot more new growth around here and just makes it interesting. What's great about this trail is that with it being paved, this is something anybody can do. Doesn't matter if you have a street bike, a BMX, mountain bike, fat tire bike, anyone can do this. Nice and level, beautiful scenery, right along the St. Lawrence River. And you can't ask for much more than that. Oh, and I know I said it last time too, the smells around here, man, it is absolutely wonderful. So yeah, pretty nice. How about this view right here, huh? I don't even know if the water's warm enough to swim in yet. It very well could be. But it sure does look inviting. Now it's not exactly a hot one, but even on a day like this where the sun's out, a nice little dip in the water is always great. Now we're just traveling past the bird sanctuary, and it won't be long until I'm at my favorite stretch of trail around here. So I'm not quite sure exactly what the path is that the old train line would have taken through here. I'm assuming that I'm back on the old line right now, just because it's kind of a bump up, raised over everything else that's around, and pretty straight, pretty level. And I know that this doesn't really twist and turn before it gets to the causeway, where I know that was the old railway line. So this is it on the causeway now. It's a nice little opening to my left, and now starting to see the opening to my right. Take a break here and just enjoy the view. It's not a long ride by any means, but Sure is a nice one. And I'm not sure, but this might just be one of the longer causeways on any of the rail trails around here. This is pretty fun to ride. I like this. Just mixes things up, makes it fun, and then you come back and you've got this great view of the St. Lawrence River right in front of you. One of these days I'd love to take my kayak here and just go enjoy an afternoon in the water. This would be a great place just to put the boat out. I'll have to bring it up to Rhonda. Water looks like nice and still here too. Looks like it's pretty protected around here, so could just make for a nice little ride. This is the end of the Waterfront Trail. And coming up to the long Sault Parkway. Wow, this is great. Back on the long Sault Parkway. And I've pretty much got the whole road all to myself. There's no bike lane or anything on the parkway. So really you just gotta keep to the side and just enjoy the views. Got all sorts of different islands that the parkway connects up to. And once upon a time, these weren't islands at all. They were just hills on the mainland. Back before the St. Lawrence got flooded in the 1950s. When I did the last ride down on the parkway here, it was earlier in the spring. Now I'm in the summer and I can definitely appreciate just how much more green everything is and how much more lush and full. Makes a big difference to come out here in the summer. There you go, crossing over another little water crossing. And this brings us to Woodlands Island. I got asked a little bit about how I felt riding on the parkway, about how safe it was. And you know, last time I was out here, I thought to myself, I felt pretty safe, pretty comfortable. You also have these sections right here where you do have the painted line. And you've got about, I'm gonna say a good 2.5 feet to ride on for the most part. So you do have your own little space. And this is a neat water crossing right here. One of the bigger ones with a nicer view. Definitely not the biggest. Gotta wait for the end for that one. That's beautiful. So, I got sailboats out already. This is a long weekend, Canada Day long weekend here. And already got some people out. And that's the other thing. So that's part of the reason I was expecting a lot more traffic on the long Sault, is because it is the long weekend. I've pretty much got this place myself, and that's awesome. Fraser Island's one of the smaller islands. I believe this is the end of the island already. Yep. Another water crossing. More nice views to both sides. Already on Hoople Island. Makes you wonder, way back before the St. Lawrence got flooded out, what was life like for everybody in this area? Did the kids go and ride around the roads back here? What roads did they take to go see their friends? Like, that way of living in this Lost Villages section of Ontario is totally gone. And now this is just really a recreational paradise. Wow. I love these views. Let's get up on Dickinson Island now. Now maybe you can start to see why I wanted to redo this ride. Some nice views. The weather is just perfect today. I mean, man, so lucky to be here. And time to hop over to the next island. Here we go. Welcome to Ariat Island. More than anything else for me when I ride through the Parkway, it's the views in between the islands that really get to me. We are on Banconan Island. Passing over another causeway. Once again, got a good view to both sides. Absolutely love it. Philpotts Island. I believe if I go south right there, I could see part of the old highway. You know, the other thing I never really thought about too much either is, generally speaking, the road along the Parkway is very flat, which I really appreciate. When you get to thinking that these used to be hills in the area and the water's kind of flooded around the hills, you sort of assume to yourself that the Parkway is going to be a little hillier. So right there, to my right, you see that's Old Highway 2, and that's what I'm going to go down to. So this is it. This is what I was on last year. This is Old Highway 2. So this right here used to be the main road that would travel all through the province of Ontario. Now, this part of it anyways, there's not much left of it. Get back down here to where the old highway gets swallowed up by the St. Lawrence River. And then what I'm going to do after is I'm going to head down that road. I'll rejoin the old highway where it picks up on the other side. So this is it. You can actually see right where the asphalt goes right down into the water. Now when I was here last year, you could really tell where the highway goes back up, but right now everything's kind of grown back over, so it's not quite as obvious. So let's head head down over there and just see what we can see. Pretty cool little stretch. And this is it right down here. So this is another remainder of Old Highway 2. You can sort of see where the road sort of disappears into all the bushes there to my left. And then on the right, how about this, huh? It's all swallowed up by the bushes right now, but trust me, the road still continues on for, I'd say another 50 meters or so, and it just gets eaten up more and more, but it's still there. I love being able to see different parts of history like that. So this right here is part of Old Highway 2. I like how they've just kind of bypassed around the part that's been swallowed up by the river, and then now back on the old highway. So what I will do here is we continue on down to the water, because it gets swallowed up by the river again, and across the water you can see where it comes back up. There it is. Crazy to think that this road is still sort of here. It's just under all this water. Makes you wonder, if they drained the river by a good 40 to 60 feet, how much of this road would be passable again and how much wouldn't be? Like, just how much is eroded away? I've got probably a good 2 feet to 2.5 feet beside the road, all painted to myself, so this is actually quite comfortable to ride on. Wow, what a view. Yeah, that's just great. When I know I start getting to the end of a ride, it's always kind of this sad feeling because I just really enjoy these rides so much. Just don't want them to end. Little Rush Island. Here we go, one more causeway. Really beautiful. What a great view here. Huh. I didn't appreciate that last time I was out. Yeah, it's beautiful. And same with to my right. That's funny, I should have realized it when I was coming out here the last time, but yeah, this is something for boats and stuff to actually go under. But you just don't realize it when you're out. And this is it. It's the end of the parkway. So right here is where I'm going to rejoin the Waterfront Trail, take it down to an old abandoned road, make my way down to the water. It should be kind of interesting and fun. Never actually been down that road before. I remember last time I was thinking to myself, gosh, it's too bad that the trail rides up here around Highway 2, but I did start at Long Sault when I did this stretch, so I don't think I appreciated it as much as by me starting over at Upper Canada Village like I have today. I think the difference is when you have the variety on the trail. Like when you've got the forest, then the stretch along the parkway, and then back like this. I'm appreciating this a lot more today than I did last year. And I think that's how you need to do this trail. You can't just do it in sections like I did. And I do like that this is hillier. It really does make a difference to switch everything up. Yeah, still a great view when you come out of those woods. Amazing. This just fires on all cylinders for me. Just coming up to my turnoff here. This is where I'm going to go south on this road that goes to what used to be one of the old lost villages around here. So this is something you don't see very often, but yeah, it's an abandoned road in Ontario. Sailboat too. Perfect timing. That's it. That's the end of my trip along the Waterfront Trail and along Sault Parkway. I was wondering if this barge would still be here, and looks like it still is, and I think I understand why. Just so if any car ever finds its way on this old road in the middle of the night, they're not going to wind up right into the river. Unfortunately, it means there's no great view to end this ride on, but that's okay, because I'm glad I got here today to experience it.